Hello and welcome to Beyond the Plate with Carol, where we will explore food and a little beyond. So come along with me on this journey and see what we uncover. Welcome to Beyond the Plate with Carol, the podcast where we shine a spotlight on the people and stories behind your favorite local restaurants. I'm your host, Carol Erickson, foodie at heart and longtime lover of all things local and delicious. Today we're heading over to the vibrant, colorful world of La Carreta on South Willow Street in Manchester. This location has become a go-to spot for great Mexican food, big flavors, and an atmosphere that feels like a little celebration every time you walk in. I'm so excited to be joined by owner Jefferson Moreno, who helped lead the way at this South Willow Street location, along with their amazing bartender, Krystal, who keeps the energy high and the cocktails flowing. We're going to talk about the story behind La Carreta and how Jefferson found his way into the restaurant business, what makes this South Willow spot so special, and of course, we'll dive into some of Krystal's favorite drinks and recipes from behind the bar. So grab a seat, maybe a margarita if you're not driving, and let's go beyond the plate with Jefferson and Krystal from La Carreta on South Willow Street. So welcome, both of you. So welcome, Jefferson. It's so nice to have you on the show. And I want to start with, what is your role at La Carreta?
Well, thank you so much, Carol, for having me over. It's a pleasure to be here. And my main role right now is to oversee all the operations and, help coordinate everything that runs smoothly from to the back end. And it's, some days harder than others, but it's very rewarding to, see how thriving we are, how work it's been going. And I'm seeing that, when you love what you do, it doesn't feel like it's a burden to you.
That's the best part. It is.
And, making people happy at the end of the day, sometimes you could have a long day and, just kind of go out for a drink and some food, and making sure that, you have some quality time is very important for us. And that's what we strive for.
So how, I'd like to know, because I know you, I've known you for a little while, but I don't really know your story of how did you get into the restaurant business? Like how did that happen? How did it start?
Well, funny story. I started when I was 17 at La Carreta Nashua as a dishwasher.
Okay. So you started, that's how I started too.
Yeah,
dishwasher, peeling potatoes. Yeah. Okay.
That was my first job. They're so busy. I would literally be the only dishwasher like 4 days a week. And it was like crazy. Like the amount of like dirty dishes that they would bring you would be like insane. Like from like 4 to 5 hours that you would go to work, like you would be nonstop. Then I did that for like a year and a half. Then I just kind of wanted to experience something new. So I told management at the moment, hey, I like to see if maybe I can train, outside, I just don't see myself staying in the kitchen. I'm grateful for you guys having me over, allowing me to work here, have that opportunity. But I see I could have other potential, maybe in the front of the house. And if you guys, allow me to do this, I'd be very happy to, start that new path. And they just kind of told me that they were going to think about it. And then...
Well, they didn't want to lose their dishwasher.
Correct.
Probably what it was, but go ahead.
Yeah. So then after a little bit, my sister kind of helped me convince them to, because she did work over there. And then I just kind of had that opportunity. I started then as a busser. Then, I made my way up to be food runner. I was the only food runner then for a little bit, like for another 8 months. Also, they were really, really busy too. So like for one food runner to bring all the dishes to the tables and bar, like it's busy.
And you guys don't you like layer them up on your arms and stuff?
Exactly.
I don't know how you guys do
Well,
that.
you got to wear a long glove.
Yeah.
Because then you get burned. Like the plates are so hot. That you just gotta make sure you're careful when you're carrying them. Sometimes, I would get burns here and there of, bearing the plates, but it's okay. You would get used to it. At least it didn't scare me though. Like some people get scars out of any. So,
wow. Well, you wore your big long glove, so yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes when you're carrying a full arm, sometimes you can even make it, almost to the shoulder part. So
yeah, right. Ooh, yeah.
Yep. Then I started as cashier because they needed a cashier. So then they just kind of said, it's time for you just to, like be able to multitask, which I was already doing. Like I would do passer and food runner. Then they told me, we need you to train as cashier. Then I learned how to be a cashier, like see people grab over the phone to go orders and just kind of so on. Then I would probably say I did that for another 3 to 4 months. And then I kind of had that opportunity to become a server. So I started serving just part-time because over there, the wait list to be a server, it's like years. Like the line to be server, they don't really hire people from, like outside. Like
so it's higher. They promote from within.
Correct.
Right.
So the employees that have been in the same company for quite some time are the ones that, when they are needed, they'll be allowed to serve part-time. So I started doing that. Then I would do like some mornings at the bar, and then like weekends, I would just serve a few hours, which it was nice. But then they were so busy and the line to keep growing, within the same company was like a long time. Like
Right.
I know people, like most of the servers that have been working at that restaurant have been at least for 10 to 15 years, if not more. So to wait to get a full-time server position, it's a little
You would have
bit...
waited a long time.
Exactly.
So did you leave?
I ended up leaving. My brother-in-law, Carlo, at that moment was running this restaurant in 2nd Street called Puerto Vallarta.
I remember it very well.
Okay, good. So then I obviously wanted to keep, like a full-time server because you would make more money. And then, it
Right.
was just, that's what I felt
Yeah.
that I wanted to seek at the moment. And he told me, we're needing a full-time server. Are you willing to come and, we'll teach you our way? Because believe it or not, every restaurant has a little bit of their own way to run things. And even though it's like the same industry for restaurants, say Mexican restaurants, not the same food, but more like the same, like culinary food. And then I just kind of started there. Then, he allowed me to become a server after, a few weeks of training. And then I just kind of stayed there for probably, that was 2017 to 2018, end of 2018, early 2019. Then I went for college in Salem, Mass. I did health science, and that was right after COVID hit. So everything got canceled then.
Yeah.
And then I was just helping my brother-in-law that at the time he opened a restaurant in Salem, Mass. That was called Casa Tequila.
Okay.
And then once I finished there in Mass, the healthcare science major, I just kind of moved back to New Hampshire. Just because after COVID, things were not the same.
Right.
And the economy in Mass was kind of very tough at the moment, that I just kind of felt, like I just kind of need to go back where I started. And I moved back to New Hampshire with my sister and my brother-in-law. We moved back and we started over here, like a fresh start. He got out of the business that he was a partner of. And then the opportunity of La Carreta South Willow became available. So the previous owner wanted to leave and kind of start his own, like business venture. And then they were looking for a buyer, but, like they wanted to ensure someone that, would take care of the business.
Right.
So then he sold the chairs. My sister bought the chairs. And then down the road, that was back in 2020, end of 2020. Then in 2022, I had the opportunity to buy some of the chairs from another owner that was like selling his chairs.
Okay.
And then I just kind of came in and joined the ownership.
So throughout all of that, like when did you and go back to wherever you felt this, but when did you know, like, oh my gosh, this is in my blood. This is what I want to do. I want to really pursue this. Like, when was that and how'd you feel? When did you know?
That's a great question, actually. I will tell you the truth. And that I felt it when I became the manager at this location on South Willow. I had a lot of potential to be exploded, but I just didn't have that opportunity to see how far I could come, right? And then when that opportunity came, obviously I took it and, I said, I'm going to see what I'm really capable of. And at first it was challenging learning a lot of things, but it was a challenge that I was willing to take. And I said, I'm just going to start this right. I'm going to learn everything that I need to learn. And I'm just going to, be successful. So then once I had that opportunity, I just kind of hit it off quickly and said, you know what, I'm just going to make it. And then, I had to learn. I already knew how to be buzzer. I already knew how to.
You already went up the ranks. So you kind of knew, and then you just kind of just took it and ran.
Exactly. I already had all this, knowledge that I collected throughout the years, that it just kind of helped me shaped into be able to have that position and, run it smoothly, because I could basically do any activity that was required to do.
Yeah.
And that's basically what a manager has to do.
Right.
You need to be able to perform any activity at any moment whenever is needed, Yeah. So yeah, your schedule. Yeah. Sometimes people think, oh, manager is being easy. But when it comes to you having to take things, you are the one that has to take the decisions. You are the one that if someone called out or something happened, you have to figure it out. Yeah. And that can't wait. It could be your day off. It could be, you have something.
You're going in.
You're going in. So something happened. Well, guess what? You're having to go back to work. And that's just, part of the job.
That's what it is. Yep. Yep. So what makes this, because there's a few locations of La Carreta. What makes this South Willow Street location stand out, and why is it so special?
Okay. Well,
because I really do feel that your location is definitely special. I want to hear what you have to say.
Thank you. After the previous owner sold his chairs and we took over my sister, we did a lot of changes, renovation, since you probably could look at old pictures from what it looked like before to what it looks like now. And it looks more of a rustic vibe. Like it gives you that ambience of, being calm and relaxing and, family oriented. And what makes a restaurant stand out is, that each location, even though it's the same name, they're all independently owned and managed. So all of them have different menu dishes, different pricing, different food, things that are just not the same for location. So
you have your own style. You have your own, you do your own twist on things. And
exactly.
So walk somebody through the front door. Maybe just leave the bar out and we'll ask Krystal that question. But walk somebody through the front door on what they can expect when they walk into your location on South Willow.
Well, when they come in, the restaurant has two entrances. One that's easy for handicap. So if someone, needs a handicap space, they have the ramp and they just kind of go around, and there is two entrances wide open enough that, they can get through. Then there is the front desk where they'll be greeted and seated right next to the front desk. There is the tableside guacamole cart that we just kind of brought it back a few months. So they kind of can see that portraying as the front. So if they wanted to see how their guacamole is being made,
we love that. Yeah.
They kind of can see it, how it's being made. And then there is right in the center or the heart of the restaurant is the bar area. Then to the right side, you'll find this section. Two sections. One section that's just for smaller parties, and then one of the party section. And then on the other side, there is three more sections. One that's all the way to the back, another one that's just kind of in the middle, and then the party section.
How many does it seat? I never really, you're talking about it. So I'm like, we go straight to the bar. We're bar people. That's what we do. So I don't really pay a whole lot of attention. But now that I'm following you through as I'm following, as you're talking, I'm following my way through. And I'm like, there's a lot of seating in there.
There is. I would say about 180 people.
Yeah, see, that's big.
It is. The thing is, because there are a lot of rooms, it doesn't seem that spacious. And since the bar is just at the center, you just think is, like the main area is just the bar and then, one smaller section to the side, and that's pretty much. But no.
Right. But no, it's big. And you got to talk about, when you guys did take it over, and I think Carlo was involved then too, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Carlo did a lot of that. Carlo's a good friend of mine who is Jefferson's sister Sammy's husband. It's all in the family. But you got to talk about the decorations in there because, the decor. It is like your walk, it's transformed. It's like, I remember going in and Carlo would be like, oh my gosh, come see what I worked on this week. And he did you guys did so much in such a short amount of time. Explain the decor a little because it's like you're walking into, I don't know, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
Very clean. It's just really cool.
When we took over, the restaurant was a little outdated or old. And, booths were old. It looked really old. And we just kind of said, it's time to just kind of do a little...
Give it a new makeover.
Exactly. And then we decided, because of how La Carreta's history has been, where it was one of the first restaurants that opened in New Hampshire, their natural location, and then how old it is for, they're almost 30 years old.
Is it that long?
Yes.
God, I didn't realize that. Okay.
Yep. And then we just kind of noticed that their ambience and their, vibe has always been rustic and not as much colorful, more calm and, restful and, just that ambience. And then that's why we decided to go with the darker colors and, just make it, like a smoother tone.
Yeah. The booths are gorgeous. Everything. And the walls, the bar, everything.
Everything had to be replaced from because the old booths were the ones that were built in. So they were attached to the wall and the floor. So all that part had to be redone, the siding of the walls, the floor had to be redone because once these booths were removed, there were a lot of holes in between. So that had to be filled up over and, make it look nice. For a little bit while we did the transition, all the booths were gone. We had seats. So everybody, was used to getting seated in a booth. And when they would come, they'd be like, oh, can we have a booth? We didn't have no booths available at the moment because they were all gone. But that only lasted for a month for, all the work being done overnight. So we would still have...
Yeah, I remember Carlo telling me he hardly slept. You guys were just nonstop all around the clock.
So the business would run normal hours and everything. And then after hours, all this was being done. Then once we did all the walls, we did all this, we went to Mexico, to Guadalajara and started to, choose what we wanted for decorations and have all these things made because over there you kind of can buy or also have those made. So we just kind of started, thinking of the rustic vibe that we wanted to give and how we wanted it to look like, that we kind of started having all these things made, handmade for us and built, measured and built accordingly for the restaurant.
Even up to recently.
Exactly.
You just went, 6 months ago?
Yes, back in February.
Yeah. And they've brought in so much new decor and bringing that ambiance and vibe, throughout the entire restaurant, whether it's colors, whether it's more of a theme. They really put a lot of love into this location.
Totally. For those listening that have never been to the South Willow Street location, you need to go. In leading up to doing this podcast today, I was, whoever I was talking to the last few days, who are you interviewing? And it's Jefferson and Krystal from La Carreta and South Willow. And they're like, oh, I've never been to that one. I go to this one or I go to that one. There's quite a few all around. I'm like, well, you need to go to South Willow. It really is very special. It really is.
And we appreciate that. I gotta say, even throughout that, time from the new ownership. There were a lot of changes made for the better of the restaurant. And, like you can tell when you walk in, it's family oriented. You can also see we brought back our own, like we did our drink menus now. So we have like new drinks, fresh drinks.
And you put like some nice garnishes on them. I mean, you can tell it's like, it's very, very nice. Very, very nice.
Thank you. Also, let's talk about our own barrel tequilas now. We have back our own barrels since COVID. We used to have them, but when COVID happened, all these distilleries shut down and no one could go to Mexico to kind of choose what they wanted. And then until recently, they just kind of, slowly started operating fully and to start doing the barrels. And we were lucky enough to have that opportunity to do it.
So barrels of tequila?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So like back when we used to have them, we used to have Patron, we used to have Casa Noble, and we used to have Patron, Casa Noble, and that's it. Those were the two ones we had for a while. We have like 5 kinds of the barrels. But then, since COVID until probably last year, that was like all gone. And we still have those like outdated menus, but most of the barrels were already out. Then we did this year, again, the barrels. We went with this Maestro Double, which is like a great tequila. By the way, if you haven't tried it, you need to. It's a must. It's 100% agave and it's additive free. So all these things.
That makes a big difference.
Make a huge difference. Yeah. And when we talk about tequila, it's kind of hard nowadays because there are hundreds. So for you to kind of get to know something that you like and that, you feel comfortable drinking, that what's 100% being made of. You know what I mean? Like that's like huge. And like with other tequilas and other brands, when they add additives, they kind of change the flavor, they dilute it. So, it's less expensive to make.
Right.
But when it's being 100% agave, it's, a big thing because, you're not having any other stuff added than just agave. And yes, if we talk about price, of course, it'll be a little more pricey just because of the fact that agave takes like 7 years to grow and to be, ready to, harvest. And this kind of adds up on the quality, the taste. And if you have a margarita, obviously it's going to be a lot stronger, has a lot more taste, fresh, like the scent, the smell. You don't have any like itching or burning sensation that you would have with, like any other tequila.
That's really nice to know because I did not know that. That is, and you're probably talking more like sipping tequila versus in a yes, no?
Even in a margarita, for a shot, it's great. We have Maestro Double Diamante, which is a reposado, but it's clear. So it looks like if it was a silver tequila, but in reality, it's a clear tequila.
Okay.
So it's very smooth, has a lot of taste. It's made of Hungarian oak and French oak. That's where like they kind of leave the tequila to age in those barrels. So it's a very good, clean tequila that if you haven't tried it, you need to.
Yeah, Daryl will be all over that. He'll want to try that.
We just added this over I would say a month ago. So it's very much new. We just kind of did, when we redid our menu, we added into a few of our signature drinks. So people, can have it. Because sometimes people are afraid of trying new things.
They are.
And
creatures of habit.
Then, when you don't know what you're being told to order, and then you're just kind of afraid and you're just kind of comfortable getting what you normally get, you don't have that opportunity to try something new. So with our signature drinks being added, kind of people don't really pay attention much to it, that they order. And then when they get a drink, they get a great drink. The quality is there. And just, the taste is mind blowing. Like you can tell the difference right away.
Now the barrels, can you see the barrels? Where are the barrels?
The barrels, they are right now, in a couple of weeks, they're bringing me like a smaller barrel so we can have, at the front so people can see it.
You can see it, right? Because that'll be really cool.
Yeah, they'll be able to see that. So within a couple of weeks, I'm looking to get that But right now, for example, when you get the bottles or like you look at the bottle, it'll have a little label on the back that will say La Carreta S Willow and that it was hand selected by me.
Okay.
So that's how you can see this. You can buy the Maestro Double regular at the liquor store, but our brand, you won't be able to find it anywhere else in our location. So that's what I like about it.
Special.
That it's special. It's only with us. The quality, as I said, is there. The taste is there. And I loved it. Like when I tried it, when I selected it, I knew this, was going to be a hit.
Yeah.
And so far it's been like all the people that have been trying it, you know what I mean? Like they all say positive things about it. That's for the Cristalino Reposado, but we also have another one that's an añejo, which is, a little more pricey, but it's even smoother, tastier, and the quality is even better.
Like with anything, you can go up levels and yeah.
And we added that in our Cati Margarita, which is like a margarita made with Maestro Double Añejo and then Graminier fresh lime juiced. Like,
that's our
really,
margarita.
really good.
That's what we like.
You gotta try it next time.
Okay, I will, definitely will. We definitely will. So, Krystal, well, first I kind of know your story a little bit, but I'm sure there's lots of people that don't. So how did you get into the restaurant business?
So I have been in the restaurant business for well over 20 years. Actually, my first job was Papagino's on South Willow in high school. And
I did not know that.
Yeah, I worked there. And then I got into serving at Applebee's on 2nd Street.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
I didn't know that either.
And then from there, I got into more of the nightlife downtown in Manchester. That's where I met my husband. He had owned a nightclub and restaurant. And I worked at a handful of places downtown until it was time to start a family. And I got out of that. I ended up getting back into the restaurant industry with the Red Arrow a little bit until COVID happened. And then I had to become a full-time mom. Well, no, I am a full-time teacher, mom, homeschooling. And then I ended up being out. My husband and I are foodies. And so we were out at a restaurant in the Amherst area. It was a Mexican restaurant. And that's how I got into the Mexican restaurant thing. I was there, we were eating, and the bartender was like, "Oh, we're looking for a bartender." And my husband kind of pointed at me, and I ended up there for 3 years. It was more of a
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
but now that you're mentioning it, I'm like, oh yeah.
A little
what was it called?
It was
it's changed.
El Arroyo.
Right.
Yeah. And owned by a wonderful family. And then they had changed names and then sold a year ago, actually to November 1st. And so ironically, a year ago, I was looking to shift. And I got a phone call from, at the time, one of his managers that I had worked with there previously that I adore. And he was like, out of nowhere, was like, "Hey, we're looking for a bartender. Are you interested?" And I was like, yeah, because my husband and I frequented that location as customers a lot and loved the food, loved the vibes. And so I went in and I think that day or the next day and met with him. And it was like, okay. And it's really funny because out of all the times we'd been in there, I'd never met Jefferson before, which is weird because he's there all the time, right? We'd never seen him, never met him. And he was so serious. Like when he was interviewing me, it was like, well, it was like very drill sergeant-y, and but I adore him and his family. Like I really, really, really love working there. I love the community piece that they bring as an employer. And so,
which is important.
Anyway, yeah. So I've been there it'll be a year at the end of December. And I think that, they're like the way he runs a tight ship, but it's incredible. It really is. And like you had mentioned the word clean, it's such a, being in this industry, you see a lot of things. And even, myself and my husband would always say like this place is so clean.
Mm-hmm.
Like you look up at the bottles on the shelf or on the bar and they are clean. Like no matter what, like it's a very clean location. The ambiance is incredible. It's really
the glasses
fun.
are shining. There's no prints on them because I look at that all the time.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
When
they
grab it with them.
Yeah. And
so,
dirty. One of the things that I loved too when I first started there, because I've been bartending a very long time and I like getting creative with my drinks. And that was one thing that he's super passionate
letting
about.
you do, which is important for someone.
He when I remember when I first started, he brought me out back because a lot of people don't know that location is so incredibly set up that they actually have a bartender out back. So there is a full bar that is the service bar, right?
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
So we're not up front making
So you're not making the dining room drinks.
No.
I never realized that.
So it's really cool. They have a setup out back. And, he was like showing me all this stuff. Like they dehydrate their own limes and lemons and, all kinds of different fruit for the drinks. And he has like the gun to put a bubble on top of a, let's say an espresso martini, like really just getting into that creativity part, which as a foodie and on being on the other side of the bar and being in this industry for so long, that's what people want.
They do.
You go out to dinner, you're out to have an experience. And like he said, people go out, and right now, even like in this economy, people are going out and they're spending their money. Like we're blessed that they're walking through our door. And so it's our job to make sure that they walk in with a smile and leave with a smile, And so on the bar side, I love how he definitely allows us to have our own personality and be creative, like even when it comes to the music in the bar, like I've worked at places where they're just like, nope, this is the music I want played all the time, and the way that I look at it as people come in and if the vibe is like,
you're going to change it accordingly,
people want to, especially I think when you go into a Mexican restaurant, it's high vibe. It's fun. Like there's always fun music going on. Like you're drinking a margarita. I mean, those margaritas are fun, right? Like tacos are fun. So,
like they say, give me some music and I shut up to
and so people come in there and want to have and they do. And so I really enjoy working there, and I think that they put a lot of, like I said, love and passion into their drinks and into their menu and into. You can't go there without, people knowing who he is. He's such a hands-on owner. Like everybody they love him. And I think that, again, that's so important.
Very important.
And
that's why
it really
that's why you're busy, and that's why you have customers coming in over and over and over. I mean, people, there's many choices out there, and, they choose you.
Yeah.
And that there's a reason for that. So yeah.
He definitely cares very deeply about his clientele and the restaurant and all of the above. So yeah. And they're, he's always, like he just said, they're always coming up with new stuff. Like you were like, oh, your favorite drinks. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like he just launched a new drink menu that has over like 10 new signature drinks right now. So I couldn't even list them all because I just saw it for the first time like a day ago. But, they're fun. Like, you need what's the name of the tub?
Oh, that's La Carreta Rita. Yes.
That's the Rita. And it's literally a 22-ounce bathtub.
Oh my gosh.
And there's the seafood on top and a little ducky. Like it's the cutest freaking thing ever. Like who bought that?
That's awesome.
Right? And it's really about standing out and, that what makes them separate, really stands out towards the other. And I do think that they put a lot of effort into that.
And not only looking good, because I always notice that over there. I mean, I've noticed your garnishes and the flowers and, but it also tastes good. That's important too. Mm-hmm. I mean, a lot of these stuff, they're jujued up and then you taste it and it's like, I don't think so,
Right.
But no, I love it. This episode is powered by Red Arrow Diner. All 4 locations, officially open around the clock. Swing by Manchester, Nashua, Concord, or Londonderry whenever hunger hits. From pancakes at 2 a.m. to fries and gravy for breakfast, we've got your cravings covered. Red Arrow, New Hampshire's favorite 24-hour diner tradition. So for listeners at home, what are your tips for somebody at home that wants to make a La Carreta margarita? Like, do you have any? How would they do that?
I would say,
like, when you must make margaritas at home sometimes, or maybe you don't.
I do. Well, not as much anymore, but I do. But it's like such like an eye in my head, and I'm like I smell my drink. Like I don't know. It's more of like, but it would definitely be your favorite tequila, whether it's Grand Gala or Triple Sec, or Cointreau and Grand Marnier. I personally am a fresh lime juice always. I don't care for sour. I mean, but then we have people that love it. You know, it's whatever your preference is.
What is the ratio to that? I'm kind of curious. Like, is it 50-50?
No.
Sour, it's probably more fresh, right? Or
no.
Really?
It just depends.
Oh, I'm surprised.
That's one of the reasons why we don't have our drinks with fresh lime juice, because some people have like GERD, so they kind of like the acids kind of make them sick. So it just kind of makes it a hit or miss. But for the most part, like the people that like want something good and fresh, they'll go that way. And then like the people that have, for a certain reason, that have acid reflux, then we'll just kind of either offer it with fresh lime juice and a splash of agave just to kind of sweeten it up and kind of the citriness from that drink.
Right, agave is.
And then it probably makes a difference too on what sour mix you're using, right? I mean, you know, I can remember way back in my younger days and whatever, you know, and you'd get like certain sour mix and it was like, so
there's so many options. There's literally sour mix, or there's Rose's lime. Some people choose that, or some people choose that fresh. Yeah.
I personally don't like sour mix just because it makes my drink really sweet. And I'm not a guy that likes very sweet drinks. I just kind of like them strong. And you know what I mean? Like more like Cointreau or Grand Marnier taste. And I just wouldn't want to combine my drink with sour mix. It would just kind of take away the scent of the original drink and just kind of dilute it and make it more sweet. Then, you know, next day you have this headache and then you wonder, oh my God, what did I drink? You know, like I'm feeling really bad, but it's because you're adding all this sugar into your drink.
And I got away from the sour mix because of the calories. I mean, hello.
It would give me heartburn.
I did really, it didn't give me heartburn, but you know, me, it was just the calories and the extra, you know, sugar and stuff like that. But,
something else that I think that is just a fun fact is oranges with tequila. And so like if somebody comes in and has it on the rocks or on straight up or a shot, I always tell people, and it's funny, I actually learned this from my husband out of all people because he's really become a tequila connoisseur. But a fresh orange with tequila will actually bring out the flavors.
Versus a lime. Normal people, you know, usually it's lime.
Correct.
Don't you do like the salt thing and then the lime? And
and I had learned years ago.
Well, that's true. But at the same time, people don't really know how to drink shots. And that's where it kind of gets me. Because when you get a shot, you don't want to shoot a shot. Like, first of all, like if you're going to get a shot, get something that's a good tequila. You know, like not the most expensive one, but something, you know, like that's middle shelf for you. Like I would say Don Julio or like, you know,
I love
Casamigos or Herradura, something like that. You know, it's that quality.
So you don't.
No.
Would you sip it?
I would sip it. Correct.
See, I think shot, and I think. I mean, that was us as kids, I guess.
But that's the way people here in America are used to do it. But the way that it should be done is like you grab a shot and then you have the orange or the lime, however you want, right? And then what you're going to do is just kind of sip it, have a small sip, and then kind of dilute it around your tongue just so you can have the full taste of it. You know what I mean? Like that's because you gotta think that it's like a delicacy, you know, like you're having like something that's the best thing that you could have. Why would you shoot it? Like, it's just going to go down the drain, basically. You know what I mean? Like, you're just kind of wasting money without any sense. You want to be able to enjoy what you're having, and you're not going to have it as a shot, you know, in one sip. You got to kind of sip it, you know, and then be able to enjoy it. And then it's like, think of whiskey. But the only difference is that shots, I mean, you could even have it chilled or you could have it on the rocks if you prefer, but you shouldn't really do it as a shot. Like, shoot it. You just got to sip it and enjoy it while you're drinking.
Enjoying it. Exactly. I like that.
I think the funny thing about tequila, too, is that people reference tequila of being young, you know, and they had a bad experience.
I think so.
And they're like, oh, no, I don't do tequila. I don't do margaritas. And it's funny, once you introduce them, let's say the proper way, but educating them that it's not, you probably had a shot of some garbage tequila that, you know what I mean? You were young and it was cheap and it was at a home party or something like that. And, but when you introduce them to a drink properly made or a good quality tequila, people are pretty shocked at how much they actually appreciate the beverage that they're getting and the taste.
And like you said, swirling it around and really enjoying it. Yeah. I never think of it like that. So
and then what you would do, as she said or suggested with the orange, like you have a little sip, you can just kind of buy an orange, like if you want to kind of, have the full experience, that's what you want to do. Like that's the way you kind of go and enjoy it. And like what's the rush? Like, I mean, if you want to feel good, if you want to have a good drink, then why would you shoot
like Krystal said, going out to dinner is like, it's an experience. Enjoy the company and talk and drink and food. And, when someone comes to the bar and says, I have no idea what I want to drink, how do you guide them into helping them choose?
I normally ask them first, like, do they like more of a fresh? Do they like fruity? Some people like sweet, some people like the sour. And so I kind of go down that like almost like a palate interview, like asking them what they prefer and then kind of go from there.
When it gets tricky is when they tell you, I don't know, choose something for me. That's where it kind of gets a little bit tricky. Or you have to like do like spicy. Then you just kind of have to nail what they want, and you just have to meticulously ask the right questions just to kind of pinpoint something that you believe they'll be, like what they're liking. Because, if you don't get it right, then, they won't have the drink.
Right. I feel like you also know, too, though, if somebody's like, I don't know, they're not looking for a top shelf margarita. Like you kind of can just feel them out of like the way they're asking or what they're saying. Right. So, yeah.
Right. Okay. So we've been talking all about atmosphere, ambiance, decoration, tequilas. I learned a lot. Thank you. Oh my gosh. We haven't even talked about the food. I mean, which, really also sets you apart. Go ahead.
Say what they say, best for last. So, I mean, I like that you asked about the food. I'm very excited because within the next few weeks, we're having our new menu launched. And basically, it's going to have at least, 30 dishes.
A lunch menu.
No, full menu.
Okay. I thought he said
lunch and
dinner. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So we are adding or redoing our entire menu just to kind of, like for so long we have kept a lot of the original plates. But, as time kind of goes by, you kind of need to start, getting updated and, like allowing new dishes. So, like when you come in, you have that, like excitement. Oh, they have something new. Let's try it.
Try this.
Exactly. Yeah. And being that said, we will still have pretty much all the old items that we have in the menu right now, but we'll just kind of be reshaping the menu a little bit. So we just kind of narrow down the way we had to lay out the menu just to make it more neat and organized and kind of easy to follow. Like, was it last week that I was showing it to you? Like, she saw me working day in and day and
night. Oh my God, tirelessly, like literally.
It's a job.
To the end.
That's a big job.
They literally redid and typed out the entire menu. Yeah.
I spent weeks.
I can't wait.
I spent weeks, kind of rebuilding this menu and, like creating the dishes, trying the dishes. I believe you might have tried already a few of them.
So can you tell me about one in particular? Like one new one?
Absolutely. We have.
Pick one.
Well, I'll tell you, like we have a lot of new dishes, but one of the ones that I kind of like is that we're adding more salads to our menu. Like, nowadays in this society, a lot of people are looking out for what they're eating. And when it comes to, like making better choices, our menu has choices, but not that many that we kind of allow that now to be like in the menu. So for example, we added a menu with mixed greens and, like it's going to have some corn and like, some meat and fruit and like a really good dressing on the side. We're going to have like salmon added, like things that we didn't have in our menu and just kind of open that door for the customers that, kind of are on a diet or that, are looking to stay healthy. And that's why we decided just kind of to allow that, because when you go to a Mexican restaurant, you think, oh, they don't really have healthy food, or, like the food, it's, like a lot of like tortillas and whatnot. And they don't really know that there are also, other healthy options.
Right.
And
so that's good. That's important.
Name a couple of the things like appetizer.
We're adding like the street corn. We're adding the skites. We're adding the birria ramen,
Okay.
Empanadas, yes. Ooh. We're adding empanadas. We're adding the seafood molcajete. We're adding the piña azteca, which is like a pineapple with like pastor and, like some salad and tortillas.
Yum. Oh, yes. I can't wait.
Multiple different kind of nachos now, like a handful of different nacho versions. And
the dips, we're adding like different dips, like now people will have like a more vegetarian dips. We're adding like meat dips, like dips with chicken and a steak, or
chorizo,
exactly. So we're adding things just to make our menu more fun and people be excited to try what's new. We're adding like the mojarra frita.
Okay. I don't know what that is.
That's like the red snapper fried.
Oh, okay.
Snapper fried.
Okay. Yep. Oh, wow.
So we're adding that. We're adding like 2 more soups. The albondiga soup, which is made of beef. What else are we adding?
You're adding lingua?
Yeah, we're adding lingua. We're adding chicharron, which is the pork belly.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. And lingua is a big one. I mean, even where I was previously, when people would come in and look at the menu and see there was lingua, they would freak out because a lot of places don't offer it. And so, yeah, I mean, it's really exciting. Coming from a foodie, I am beyond excited.
Oh, I love that.
About the new menu.
Wait. And I'm so really about excited. When is it going to be ready?
I would say beginning of December, first week, beginning of second week, it should be already out. Like, it's just a lot of work.
It is.
The menu, it's done.
I know.
We're just waiting for them to print it. And that's what kind of has us, like push back a little bit because it's not up to us at this point. It's more like the company that has to, have it already for us.
It's a big undertaking doing menus. It is.
Yeah.
And you find mistakes and oh boy, it's a big thing.
What about the morning DoorDash stuff?
Oh, also like we're adding or like breakfast burritos options. So like for takeout only right now, and it's available from 9 to 2, where like we have a lot of burritos made with eggs and
that's
like
cool.
Fries. I was like, I'm sorry, why didn't I know about this?
Home fries. That right now it's only available through DoorDash, Grubhub, or Uber Eats.
That's
so customers
great.
Can kind of order that, and it's obviously at a lower price because it's a breakfast burrito.
Yeah.
But the taste of it, it's unbelievable.
Oh, I like that.
Yes.
Oh, that's really interesting. I love that.
So
I want to talk about, it's Daryl's favorite thing to eat, birria. Like birria, all of a sudden, and I don't know, it's been a few years now, right? 2-3 years that all of a sudden you started seeing birria. And it's like, what is birria? Like, why all of a sudden was there this? I mean, is this something that was always in your country?
It's always been made, but it wasn't really added or used in many Mexican restaurants because of how much work it has when it comes to make it.
But you must know you have to make it now because I can drink that stuff. I always ask for sides of it. I put it on everything.
It's one of our top sellers.
Yeah.
So back then, I mean, we didn't make it because how, we kept kind of the old traditions of like the first Carreta. But then, as time was changing, the high demand for it, was kind of growing. And you got to think of birria the same as lingua. They are like, it's beef, but it's made with Mexican spices, seasoned certain way, cooked for like 7 to 10 hours, slowly, tenderly cooked.
Right.
So to make it has a lot of work, but also the taste of it, is not for everyone. Some people have more of a, like a simpler palette where they don't want to have very much seasoning food, a lot of seasoned food, that they just kind of go down to something that's more plain. So we just kind of didn't know if the society that we had around had a palette for that.
Okay.
Yet. And then, it just kind of started growing out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So that's why we added it into our menu. And it's one of our top sellers at this moment. Like the meat, like I said, it's so tender, it's just
good.
Really. And what I like the most about it is that, it's easy to chew. So like you don't have to, like chew it too much because it's really easy to eat.
Right.
And very tender.
I mean, it's
very
tender.
juicy.
It melts in your mouth. And then the sauce and the juice. And oh my gosh. Yeah, that's heaven.
And the new dish aside of that, aren't you doing a pizza?
Oh, we're also adding our pizza birria as well. So yeah, we're having pizza birria added into the menu. So that's something excited. You're going to have to try it next time.
Are you kidding me?
Yes.
Describe it.
Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah. And then melted with Monterey Jack cheese. And then they'll fill it with the birria on top. Then they'll make another one. And then just kind of, put it together in one and then slice it. And then you have this stew on the side where you can just kind of dip your quesadilla, your pizza, because it's a pizza birria. That's what's called.
I mean, you could even like brush the outside and put it on the grill so it gets nice and crusty. Oh, man. Yeah, that sounds amazing. Oh, now I've never seen that.
It's one of my favorite ones. We made it when we were redoing our website. I believe you tried it, right?
No.
You didn't try it?
Well, not that day.
Okay, but we made it and it's so good.
Oh, I bet it is.
It looked phenomenal.
Anything birria.
I was just trying to be good that day.
Oh, jeez.
That's true.
Story of our life, right?
And let me add this too. So for guacamole lovers, we're adding more options to our table side guac. So now people can add bacon, they can add, chicharron, they can add sausage, so we're adding the opportunity for people that want to add some protein on their guacamole side, and which is great, like you mix it and it's like the best taste. I don't know if you had it, but you need to have it.
Yeah, no, I haven't. So I'm excited.
She was one of the first ones that was telling me, now that you're redoing your menu, you need to have it. You need to have it. Like we had this in several places and we love it. Please make sure you add that to the menu. So I'm happy to be able to, say that we are having that as well.
I love it. I want to ask you each the same question. We'll start with Krystal. What does hospitality mean to you?
I feel like it's making somebody feel, like I said, special. I look at it like if somebody came to my home, when people walk in the door, like we have a lot of regulars over there now. And unless you are a regular, I am awful with names, but I'll never forget what you drink. I'll never forget what you eat. I know what's going on in your life, and I think that's part of it I never look at somebody sitting either at my table or at my bar counter as a tip, as money. And it's funny, my kids have come in before when I'm working and I'll be like, it just slips out of my mouth, but I'll be like, all right, hon, have a great day. Like I will talk to people like that I obviously did not know before the restaurant, but I just feel like it fills my people cup as much as they're there to get an experience too. And maybe they needed that. Right. They needed somebody to be like, they need to be seen too, or maybe they needed to talk to somebody, or they just wanted to come in and have a really good meal and a margarita. But I think it's making people feel welcome into your home, whatever that looks like for you.
I love it. I love it. Jefferson?
For me, hospitality means to take care of people the way you would want to be taken care of, so be kind to one another and, make sure that you take care of the customer the way you would want to be treated, like what you expect to have as a service, that you do nothing but the same, so that way, no matter who comes, what background or who it is, you'll make them feel like they're at home and they're welcome, they're wanted to be in that place, and that no matter what, you'll make whatever you have to do to fill their expectations and their needs. And that's what kind of makes you want to come back to that place. Like having that ambience and that customer service is what provides you not just to make money, but to make great connections, to feel that you love what you do. When you love what you do, you also do hospitality because you don't feel like you're working, you're doing something passionate, truly passionate, truly, genuinely, and not for the money. You're just kind of providing something just because you like what you do,
What are you most proud of the La Carreta South Willow Street location?
I say it's hard to choose, but everything, because since we took over, everything that it is now is what we've done. So I can't say there isn't a thing that, I don't feel proud about. We have done all these many changes because we feel like it was needed and it's paying off. And, it feels like it's my own house, like
it's
when
working.
when I'm at work, like I feel I'm at home.
I love it. Any last minute things, because we have 2 more things that we're going to do, but any last minute things you want anybody to know about La Carreta, South Willow Street?
Well,
we talked about the amazing tequila, all those different types. I learned so much. I can't wait to go in and I can't wait to go sip on one because, I honestly have never done that. I've never done that.
You absolutely have to do it. I'll make sure you do it with our barrels.
Yeah, I love that. That is like, I like that. And we talked about all the different kinds of drinks that you have and the food and the new menu coming.
Well, you said something I like to say. I'm planning on doing a little special dinner event to promote our barrels. And I'll have someone coming over. Probably within the next few weeks, I'll kind of post it and tell you more details. But basically what I want to do
like
is
a tequila dinner.
Exactly.
Love it.
And then
That's
it'll be
awesome.
a tequila tasting.
Yeah.
Brands.
People love that stuff.
Our own special menu. So it'll be something that we don't sell. It'll be something just specifically made
for that,
for those customers and for the people that are coming to join and get that experience. Someone it's coming, to kind of present and explain them and, kind of introduced you to it and understand how it's made, the whole process.
Yeah, it gives you like an education on the tequila from, birth to taking that sip and the process and what goes into it and all that. Wow.
I think, can I just mention on that? I think that, and I think it was so important that he mentioned, because I didn't know this either prior, that every location is a different ownership. And I think that's important because a lot of people don't know that and they just assume one is all. And so if they have never been over to South Willow, they really need to give it a try, go experience it. And maybe if they haven't been in a long time, to give it, to come back and try it again. Because again, so much has changed over there. And being, somebody, and I'm not saying this because I work there truly, but, again, my husband and I being foodies, us personally, we go out every single weekend and try new places. And I can honestly, truly say that out of Mexican restaurants, we still believe hands down that the South Willow location as a whole, is has the best flavorful food.
I agree.
Drinks. And it really overall is just such a great restaurant and location to go to. So if they haven't, they really need to just check it out.
Yeah, love that. I love it. And it's always ever evolving. You're always trying to add new things to keep people on their toes. I mean, that's always so important. Changing the menu is important. Everything that you're doing everything right. Everything
Thank
right.
you. I like to add up that, over the many years that La Carreta on South Willow has been open, the kitchen staff, the employees from the kitchen, I say they've been there from day one. So
they're incredible. They really are incredible.
That's a huge testament to you.
They loved what they do. And I would say probably 80% of the employees in the kitchen are the same ones. They've been there more than a decade and, they love what they do. They feel passionate. We all at La Carreta treat everyone as family. So we don't see, like this as an employee. We all make sure that, we're kind and we kind of try to transmit that idea, even to the customers that, even as a customer, you feel as part of our family, so like you feel welcome, you feel loved, you feel, that your presence matter to us.
Mm-hmm. That's important.
And you saying that they love what they do, I feel like it comes through in the food. It really does.
For sure. For sure. We're going to do a little segment. We do rapid fire questions. So you both can just shout out whatever. Tacos or enchiladas?
Tacos.
Tacos.
Spicy or mild?
Spicy.
Medium.
Salted rim or no salt?
Salty.
Tajín rim.
Oh, half and half.
Oh, tahini.
Yeah, half tahini, half salt.
Uh-huh. Favorite dish at La Carreta? What is your favorite dish?
There's so many.
I know, right? There is.
I have
What's your go-to?
Well, I like molcajete. I like the quesadillas are my go. The burrito bowls are like
very good.
Very good. And that's pretty much what I stick to. I mean, I love all the dishes, but my favorite one, I would probably say the burrito bowl, just because it's more of a salad, and I always kind of try to eat very clean. But the chicken vegetable soup is great. It's one of my favorite ones as well. The tacos, I love the al pastor tacos.
That's my favorite.
Yep.
Yeah.
He named all of them. But I'll tell you, when we come in on the weekends, because I will say that I actually go there when I'm not working, which again is a huge testament, is our go-to is the tableside guac. And recently, which I think does not get enough attention over there, and people didn't even know until I actually started posting on my story, is they have an incredible freaking chili.
Oh.
They have an incredible chili, and I swear, like, this thing does not get enough, like, attention that people don't even realize they have it.
I love chili.
Our go-to lately is on the weekends we've been coming in, we've been getting a tableside guac, and we get the chili with the chip and eat it like a dip.
Yeah,
it is
yum.
phenomenal.
Oh,
It's
I can't
so
wait.
Carol, how much you like seafood? Are you a seafood lover?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I don't know if you ever had aguachile.
No.
But basically that's like also one of our newest dishes that's been added. It's basically like shrimp marinated in lime juice, cooked in lime juice with some cucumbers, and it's unbelievable.
Ooh.
You have to try it. Like, it's the best.
So it's like a mix between like the Camarones cocktail and ceviche?
Yes, but this one has the whole shrimp, and then like as I said, red onions sliced, and then the cucumbers.
Like, is the shrimp whole or are they chopped?
It's whole, but they cut it in half just to clean it.
Yeah.
And they just kind of...
Oh, that sounds really good.
We're going to have 3 different kinds. The red, the black, and the green.
Ooh. And I do like, you just mentioned the cocktail.
So
that is
cool.
delicious.
It's so good.
Very good. Every once in a while I'll get that.
People don't understand how good it's the shrimp cocktail, and it's one of my favorite.
Packed with shrimp too.
It really is.
I mean, it is packed. I can never usually finish it.
What I liked about that one, it's that it's fresh made, so it's made to order. So it's not something that you have already prepared. It gets made when you order it, and like as fresh as that, you probably won't get anything else, right? Like everything has been like freshly made, and it's just kind of refreshing,
it's
tasty.
Delicious.
Yeah, or like
And
even
it's so
if you...
healthy.
And it's on the healthy
It's
side
very
too.
healthy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And if you had a rough night where you drink a little bit much, next day you could have something like that, and then it makes you feel great because it has that tomato juice. That's kind of helpful to get better next day.
So if you have a hangover, go to South Willow, go to Carreta and get yourself the cocktail.
You know it.
So I always like to end with, where are your name me a favorite place you like to go to eat other than La Carreta, South Willow.
Well,
is it a breakfast, dinner, or
whatever you like? Do you have a certain place that you maybe frequent, or
I would say Tucker's in Bedford.
Oh, okay, all right.
And other than that, your restaurant.
No, I usually say not the Red Arrow either, because they'll do that, and I'm like, come on, thank you. But so Tucker's, yeah, I meet one of my friends there once a month, and yeah, he loves it over there. It's very good, very good.
Yeah, I like their seasonal menu. So because you always go there and you don't know if they have a new menu, so you kind of can have
They're always changing it up and keeping it. Yeah, yeah. Krystal?
We love to bounce around, but
We do too.
this
I know
past
it's hard.
weekend we went to Bravo.
You did? You didn't
Yep.
tell me.
I know. I know. We went to Bravo and it was great. It was great. I'm
Good.
really excited.
What
to
did
go
you have?
back. I had the salmon.
Okay. I haven't had
the
that yet.
cauliflower mashed and
Okay.
the asparagus. What did
You didn't get? Did you get an appetizer?
I have pictures? Of course I did. What did we get for an app? We got the first off. You know what's funny is I thought that the bread that came out was an app.
Oh.
I was like, oh, you ordered like a bread app? That's fun. Steve's like, no, you dummy.
They make all their own bread.
But it was
Isn't that the same that they do at what's it called? Longhorn, like that you get the bread and the batter. You don't order it; they just kind of bring it like as an
Oh.
app or something.
But their bread thing was like multiple.
Yeah,
it wasn't
it's all
all the
different
same.
kinds,
It was all
yeah.
different kinds.
Yeah.
And one of them, I was like, oh my gosh, like when you bit into it, like you really. Anyway,
Yeah, it's very good.
He got. What did he? Oh no, we got this short rib. I don't know. Did you try that?
That's the duck potato.
Yeah, that's what we got.
That's my favorite thing. That's what I eat there.
That's what
It's called duck potato.
Yeah, so we got that for an app.
Delicious.
We got that for an app, and then he got the I got the salmon, and I guess I don't. Oh, he got the seafood stuffed haddock.
That's what I had on the family night. My mother and I split that. It was very good.
Yeah, and the drinks were good. And
Oh,
yeah,
good. I'm glad.
Yeah, I was so, and I'm not gonna lie, when I was so nice to see Robert.
Oh, good. He must have loved seeing you.
Yeah, it's been a
Yeah.
long time.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
So,
Oh, I'm so
the
glad.
merchant days. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was great. We had a great experience, and we're definitely looking forward to going back over
Good.
there.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, making it a new
Love it.
spot.
Well, thank you both for coming in and talking about La Carreta South Willow. I love it. So anybody watching or listening and you haven't been there, shame on you. You need to go and check it out. I mean, it really is next level food, ambiance, service, everything. So
I would like to mention something that I just kind of realized to tell people. Just stay tuned. We will be posting something soon in our social medias for Black Friday. So we're going to have a special for you all.
ooh, okay. Fun. So stay tuned. So get
Yes.
connected. Get connected. All
Yeah.
right.
And
On
then
your
just
social media, they're on Instagram, Facebook.
and TikTok as well. So just keep an eye for it.
And it's La Carreta South Willow.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And website LaCarretaSW.com.
Correct.
Yes. Beautiful. Well, thank you both so much for coming on and taking the time. And I'll see you soon. I can't wait to come sip some tequila.
Thank you.